Hey, what's up? So a while back, I was able to attend the premiere of Safari, which is like a Kenya Nigeria collabo. Recorded a few clips, so you can check them out. And if you want to read my review on the movie, on what I thought about the movie, and more details about the movie, I did something on East Africa, the East African, but I've attached the whole thing down below, the info section. You can just find everything there. The description area has my full review of the movie, but other than that, enjoy.
Business, because that is very, very important. We shot Safari in 2024. Yeah, under very, very interesting circumstances. I mean, I think all film sets start like that. You have a plan and then you start filming and then things happen. Yeah, but for me, the bigger thing, I mean, I love the story, I like the script. We had our own challenges. For me, what really stood out for me is the whole collaboration aspect between Nigeria and Kenya. And the fact that we are now opening up to do more Pan-African stuff is a key thing. And it was very, 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 very interesting to see how the Kenyan, because there were like 17 Nigerians on set, around 12 of them were crew, and you know, the interaction between how they work with the Kenyan crew, and that was, we learned a lot. Today in the morning they're telling me that Kenyans, we are just Nigerians, but we are laid back Nigerians. We speak our mind silently, and then they make clear their intentions and how they're feeling. They say it, they don't hold back, okay? Yeah, but that was interesting. And Obi said, you guys are too, what's the word? You're too organized. But also the thing I like about Nigerians is that they're gutsy, man. They don't fear nothing. You knock a door, you say what you want to say, and most of the time I'll go in with a meeting with Obi and things would happen, and you know, I'll just like, God, when I grow up, I want to have this kind of confidence. That side of the story. I want to thank the producer and the director, Mr. Obi, Dr. Obi Emelonye. He's here today. You'll have time to speak at the end because I want us to start with the film. For just, you know, bring Safari to shoot locally. For me, as a producer, that money would have gone to another country, but that money was spent locally here on our crew and cast. But also there are many people who came through for this project. I don't know, some of them I think they're coming, some of them, I don't know, but you know, let me just mention. There's a gentleman called Mr. Alois, he's not here. There's a lady called Joanna Chieng, Simaloi Jamon. They're not here, but they played a very instrumental role. When he was doing the first recce, we were wrecking and having meetings and Gen Zs on the streets. So I was stuck with a Nigerian man, and I don't know how that was going to be. That was interesting. But many people also came through for us. Kenya Airways came through for us. They allowed us to shoot inside their Boeing 787. I think we delayed that flight by some 15 minutes to Cape Town. It never happens, guys. So, and they came in because they also gave Obi some discounted tickets from Nigeria to Kenya for those 15 people and their luggage. So that's a big thing. There's a small boutique hotel called Dusit Hotel. Dusit Princess, leave alone the other Dusit, there's a Dusit Princess. Dusit Princess gave us, I think, 40% discount on accommodation for like 17 days for our lead cast. And that goes a long way in terms of budget. So thank you, Dusit Princess. And then there's Safari Sarova Hotel. Sarova gave us accommodation for almost 7 to 8 days for free. Yeah, both in Nairobi and in Mombasa for like 8 of our cast and crew. So thanks to Sarova. There are very good people at Kenya Tourism Board who would have not met Sarova if it was not for Kenya Tourism Board. And we walked in and we were lucky to find one of the board members there. He's like, what do you mean? Let me call this person, let me call this person, and those calls opened doors. So Sarova is one of them. And through Kenya Tourism Board, we got someone who gave us transport. He gave us, I think, 2 Land Cruisers or one to Amboseli National Park and back for free. and all those guys are on the credits, but just allow me to mention them because I think it's important. Through Kenya Tourism Board, they did not only facilitate, but also they gave us some funds to support the project, which went into salaries and accommodation and stuff like that. And through Kenya Tourism Board, they gave us access to, they referred us to KWS, and KWS made it easy to shoot within the national park. So that went a long way in that. And there are many people, Obi will mention them at the end. There's Mombasa, County, through Ken Ambani, when he was still CS then, who facilitated for us to shoot within Mombasa, to shoot within Old Town, which also went a long way. And there are many people Obi might mention at the end who gave in terms of wardrobe, in terms of their bags, in terms of accessories, just to support the film, so which went a long way. So thank you to those guys. We hope to celebrate you even more, and we hope to keep those collaborations going. But in the meantime, allow us to start the film. Immediately after the film, we'll have a very brief Q&A between Mugo, who is our lead character, Osas, who is our lead actress in the film, and Obi, and we can ask the questions you want to ask. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming. It's raining, and it's Nairobi, and I know how Nairobians fear rain, and I suspect that there's quite a group number of people who are being held back by that, or who are afraid of the rain, or whatever, for whatever reasons, the rain is becoming a stoppage. So for you to come here, we don't take that for granted. Guys, it's not my day to make speeches. Thank you for coming. Safari made a premiere in Nigeria end of last year, and did a cinema run. And we've not been able to do a cinema run in Kenya. We hope we can do it, but we found this moment to be appropriate for us to do the screening for Safari here. There's a bank called Providence Bank, and Obi will mention that later, but Providence Bank, and I think now it's starting in Kenya, but Providence Bank believed in Obi's vision and several other producers and gave them money to shoot a film in the form of a loan. And for creatives, Stuart will agree with me, that's what we've been looking for. Facility to finance what we need, capital, okay? To finance what we need to finance. So I think that's a good trajectory that this industry is moving.
Thank you so very much for allowing me to be a part and parcel of this film. Twofold. One, as creative, I was really impressed by the whole journey. We went several places and we did a lot of work that I never realized was this much. In fact, I actually thought it was a drop in the ocean for me. I thought I only had like 2-3 scenes. So I was sitting there looking at this. When did I shoot this? When did I shoot this? Only to remember, oh yeah, actually I stayed here for a whole week from work. I'm at the county government of Mombasa, and I had to spare time to actually come and do this. Because one, I'm a creative before anything else. So as a government official as well, I will say this, that this was splendid. And we need to do a lot of this. One, I also would like to encourage us that because we were actually selling Mombasa as a tourist destination, and at the same time, my work right now is to sell Mombasa as a film production destination. Locations, we have beautiful locations in Mombasa. So I think I'll sit down with, I call him my director. He's directed me in so many shows. With my director and the two superstars, so that we can actually see how we can as well take this to Mombasa and have a premiere of some sort as well in Mombasa. And again, because I am aware you were in Canada with the film, and later on went to Nigeria, and I got to know that you actually went into so many film houses where Nigerians have actually watched this. If we could also arrange that within, so that Kenyans can as well have a glimpse of this. This is beautiful. And also appreciate the fact that this partnership that we are talking about can actually be pushed to another level. So with those so very many remarks, thank you very much, Obi. Thank you for directing me. Thank you for directing me. And thank you, superstars, for making me look like a star. Thank you. Thank you guys for coming to this. Asante.
Good evening, guys. Nakupenda. Good evening, guys. How are you? Did you guys enjoy the film?
Oh, yes.
I'm so glad you did. I had to swim here. Tunajua nini endelea huko nje, but my apologies. But then again, I'm glad you enjoyed the film. What else we do?
He's also a very prolific stunt guy, and he does stunts on sets, and all the stunts he did here, he coordinated himself and your colleague.
And Mickey as well.
Mickey's, yes. So thank you very much. So any question, comment, as I do that, let me just say that initially I was also a bit troubled with how Obi kept on cutting Mombasa, Nairobi, like Obi.
Yeah.
And then I realized he also cut Lagos, Abuja, and then I realized I don't know where is Lagos and Abuja. Actually, the people who watch this film, they don't know. And that's why when he says it's a 2-hour advert for Kenya, it's true. Okay? So I know sometimes Kenyans, we want to watch it like this. But someone who is watching in the UK, they just see a beautiful landscape. They don't know when it's Amboseli and when it was Paradise Lost, and when it was... Question?
Sasa, Nigeria. Honestly, to kind of also touch on what you asked, because yours was a two-parter, misconception. Nigerians are a very robust and very passionate people. That can be misconstrued as rudeness, aggression kidogo kidogo. I remember the first few days, First few days was a bit hectic. You remember day one how it was, but then again, all day ones have a thing, right? But again, the Africanness in us, kukua pamoja na kuweza kukuja, and we just come together collectively and make this wonderful thing, man. After that first day, everything was as smooth as butter. It was amazing, and we kind of clicked, and we saw each other's visions. And Osas, thank you for being there for me as a co-star and giving me the space to express. And also, as a stunt coordinator, she was receptive enough to actually also receive instruction and be, open to getting notes on how to handle a weapon, how to do a few things that are stunt related. My guide, my principal, Dr. Obi Emelonye. I appreciate it.
Emmanuel came to Nigeria to do ADR, and I think that's when we inducted him into Nigerianness. He's half Nigerian now, It was
passport. Where's my passport?
Passport. Talking about passports, I think we have to say this.
The fact that we were able to come here visa-free.
Yeah.
Visa-free. No, seriously. That's the vision. To have a preaching this, that we're all the same. We're just, divided into different countries. And we just need to embrace one another and know this for a fact that we are a one Africa situation. Once we embrace that, truly the sky is the limit for all of us as Africans. One thing that was a misconception, maybe I didn't look it up, I didn't know. This film was my first time coming to Kenya. I didn't know that it got cold here. I don't do cold. I hate the cold, but we embraced it. Well, I embraced it eventually. And it's truly a beautiful place to be, and I can't wait to bring my daughter here.
Very raw story. It's a very raw story, and there are people who are going through this. It's happening for real. I think one of the ways is we need to tell these stories more. We need to be more accepting of the fact that these things are happening, and we need to confront them head on. If our government bodies can support us in terms of getting this news out, having more festivals for such, and even us as creatives getting more into this and not being afraid to tell these stories and cross those boundaries that we're scared of as creatives. I guess sky's the limit, guys.
To answer your story, there's a lot that is told in this film that I relate with so very much, because for the last, I think about 3 years. I've been county executive in charge of public service administration, youth, gender, sports, and social services. So matters SGBV, matters child pregnancy, and all that stuff. I've been dealing with them all through, and I've never stopped. While the creative economy sector has been in my department, and especially with the fact that I've been dealing with the youth, most of the stories that are being told in Mombasa, be it on stage or screen, have always been connected to this. It's basically trying to educate people on how they can actually get out of some of these vices. The coastal strip specifically, matters prostitution, drug abuse, and all that is rampant. Be it in the US, Africa, or wherever it is. The coastal strip has always been crazy with these matters that we are discussing here. So I related with this so very much. And just to answer your question, yes, I'm very much involved. I sat there just before the movie started. There are some beautiful ladies who actually saw me and got excited. Hi. They got excited and then they came and sat with me. So we were basically chatting. And this is one thing that I do so very much, and passionately so. Because what we can only do at this level that we are is to give back. How do you give back? Empower such like people, so that even by the time we vacate, they basically take over. So I do this a lot. Thank you.
While the microphone is traveling to whoever wants to speak, I just want to make a comment about Joe. Emmanuel Mugo, I keep calling him Joe. Emmanuel, at the time he was cast in this role, wasn't a superstar. I told him that this film will make him a superstar. He wasn't a superstar. He has been working in the industry. And the presence of somebody like Osas could intimidate and make somebody lose confidence. But that guy, you should check his DNA. He's not Kenyan, he's Nigerian. The arrogance with which he took on this role is so much that, I was vindicated because Reuben had somebody else for the role, and I said, this is my guy. So thank you very much for vindicating me. Wow. Our food is similar, we just the same, just borders artificially created for us. At the time when they are coming together in Europe, they are trying to divide us up. And we resist that and say we're going to come together. So the idea is to make a film that celebrates creativity in Nigeria as well as Kenya. And when you work with professionals like Osas and Joe, Mugo, I call him Joe all the time, and Ken and Reuben, it's a seamless synergy. You think we'll come here and we'll fight over jollof. Thank God, Kenya doesn't have jollof, so there's no fight in Nigeria about jollof. So it was focus on the project and try and deliver it with a little budget, very little time. And it's just the working together of the team. It's most of the people who make this magic, and I'm standing here on their behalf. Thank you, guys.